got squipped. Okay, cool. All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Absolute Kakegurui podcast. I'm your host, Kiami, with my guest co-host, Blue. How you doing, Blue?
Hello. Doing good.
Awesome. Hi, Oak. Good mornings. All right, we'll start things off with our server forecast. Today, we are sitting at 8,706 members. So I think we got like 100 plus members since last week. So that's exciting. And for boosters, we are sitting at 34. So thank you to all of our boosters. Appreciate you. Helps me use all of the comfy emotes that we have. Last week, we started our scenario number 4, which was the Fight Club scenario. Because we got so many responses and the conversation actually dove a lot deeper than I thought it would have. We're actually focusing on the with weapons survey this time around. Last week, we had a huge discussion about Midari and whether or not she would actually use her weapons to her advantage. Ultimately came to the conclusion that she would, so now she's moved on. We also spoke about Ryota versus Terrano, and that turned into a good 20-minute conversation about wheelchairs and stairs. Ultimately, the stairs won out, surprisingly. And then conversation ended with some weird WWE SmackDown thing between Yumi, Terrano, and Ryota and Yumiko. So today we're going to talk about round 2. We put out another survey, had everyone respond in regards to those that moved forward, and we're going to discuss those matchups. We're going to go over the format again. What is this going to look like?
Yeah. So in terms of the format, we're going to actually talk about the lineups. Then we'll go and talk to the speaking defenders for each person that they've decided on. After they've had their time on the stage, then we'll actually move on to revealing the result and then who their next opponent is.
Awesome. All right. So we'll start things off with match 1, which was Kirari versus Midari.
All right. And we actually had a split here of 2 defenders per group. So for Kirari, I actually have Oak up first. Did you want to pop in and start your defending of Kirari?
Be fun if we had like Ace Attorney music.
Oh yeah, put that in the background. That'd be fun.
Come with your evidence and all that fun jazz.
He's typing. Oh no, no mic. Okay.
No, you're all good.
For the chat. Okay.
All good. We will wait for your statement. I guess in the meantime, while we're waiting for Oak's deep thought out statement,
And we also have Midari on the other side.
Okay.
So for Midari, Honey is on my first list. Is Honey available or no? Honey's not in right now.
Honey does not look available, but I don't know if I should ping her. I don't like pinging people. Here, let me try.
You can do that. The other speaking defender for Midari would be Skipker. And then I would be the speaking defender for Kirari because I voted for Kirari to win. Okay, starting to put up his reasoning. Midari would actually want Kirari to shoot her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an expectation of Midari, actually.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like we discussed last time, like Midari wouldn't or shouldn't have gotten this far at all.
No,
absolutely not. Like, there's not even if. Or I guess the one scenario that we spoke about where it was like, if there was the potential of her to go up against Yumiko, like we saw in the rock, paper, scissors poker tournament, where there was a point at which she could have gone against Yumiko, then she probably would do everything in her power to get to that point. But besides that, no. Because who was she against last time?
I don't remember who she was against. I just know Midari's got this, I don't know, she has this problem where she doesn't think far ahead, which is part of her masochistic tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
So with her doing that, the only thing I can think of in terms of what she'd be planning would be either trying to win to face off against Yumiko. But if she doesn't know where Yumiko is in any of this and stuff, she gets to face off against Kirari, who actually showed her what the excitement in gambling was for her, which is pain and loss. And so what would be more of a painful loss for Midori to feel than to actually deal with not being able to face off against Yumiko and losing that to Kirari.
Yeah.
Like the first woman that gave her that actual initial feeling and then losing it all to Kirari. And
which
not
was a
getting
promise that Kirari made too.
Yes.
So
I think she would love to have that fulfilled by Kirari. And Kirari would, there's no way she's not going to be prepared to go and face off against Midori.
But would she do it though?
She would do it.
You think
There's
so?
Why would she do that? Why would she lose? Why would she lose? She would lose.
Because she wants to lose though.
Kirari doesn't want to lose. Midori wants to lose. Kirari doesn't want to lose. Midori doesn't think about the long game, but Kirari does. And I think that, there was an edit. It could be Yumiko too. Yumiko and Kirari would be her killer waifus. But no, so that's kind of what I feel, that Kirari would be thinking far ahead enough to probably just give Midori the end that she's looking for. I don't see her trying to lose or letting anything get past her in such a way, especially knowing that Midori has a tendency to like just mess up gambles, which is why Yumiko hates her in the first place. It's like Kirari wouldn't even allow that to happen, or she wouldn't even, like, she knows she's going to win it anyway. I don't think she'd even really care at that point.
That's fair. Okay. Cool. All right.
Skipker, you chose Midori winning, though.
Excuse me?
Did you want to come in
Why
defend?
do you always come in with the bad takes?
With the bad takes.
No, I'm saying this. No.
Bring Skipker on.
Raise your hand, Skipker, so I can fight you. Ridiculous. First you take out Ririka, now you do this. How dare. Disgusting.
Oh, yeah, Skipker was the one that turned it all around, right?
Tick. At least you're being honest.
The first key is self-awareness.
Exactly. Step one.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
sadly.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Skipker. Yeah, no, I kind of just did that to be the devil's advocate.
Well, now you have to
Good.
defend it.
No, the only reason why I voted for Midori was, in the sense that, if there was a possibility that she could end up facing off against Yumiko, I feel like she would have to come to a decision as to whether or not to let Kirari kill her. And I know that would be a point of a lot of distress for her, but I guess it would also excite her, the gamble as to whether or not, her or Kirari would survive, and the potential of her being able to face off of Yumiko would be enough for her to at least try,
That's fair. That's fair. I can see that happening.
Yeah,
But I don't think Midori...
Which one would she want to die at the hands of? Or a quote-unquote die, like...
I think you can see the appeal in both.
She already lost her eye to Kirari, so...
Mhm. But
I
Kirari's
think-
the one that awoke her to pain.
But the only reason she moved on to Yumiko was because Kirari hadn't kept up on her promise.
And
she
now
talks
in
about
this
that. She's
situation,
like,
she'd be forced
I
to.
can get this from Yumiko, so I'm going to target her. Cause
But it's also, do you really think Kirari would even, I don't know, entertain Midori with a fight? Would she just be like, just get out of here, go?
I
Say
don't
that again?
know, because, like, we still don't really know what is pushing Kirari besides just boredom. Like, if it's interesting to her, she'll do it or pursue whatever outcome there is.
Yeah, she has her own type of like unpredictability that we're just not aware of. I don't know. There's something about her that we haven't really figured out.
I personally don't think killing Midori would be something interesting to Kirari.
No, but it gets in
No.
the way of possibly whatever her long-term goals would be. which I think she needs to survive through in order to do.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably wouldn't be very enthralled or impressed by the gamble being rigged by Midori.
And sadly, I don't think she would want to fight or be beat up by Midori. Like, that's not something.
I feel she
Midori's
has her
not
own
that
end
much
already
of
planned
a
out.
person of value to her.
I don't think it would be meaningful to lose to her.
Just sad. But Midori's not my fave, so too bad. Colt's not here to defend her, so I'm stomping on your waifu. All right. Cool, which makes sense, because results ended with Kirari winning by 70%. So she moves on. Let me write her name down so I don't.
Yeah, so you don't forget. We don't want to lose track of that.
Pen to paper in the year 2021. We're already almost done with this year, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's kind of flown by really fast.
I didn't get to live out a 21st year on Earth properly. All right, so match 2 was the sibling match. Which could have not been the sibling match, but Skipker has bad takes. Match 2 is Beauty versus Mio.
Skipker and I actually agreed on this one. But we also have Honey and Oak for Mio. So do you guys want to talk about Mio first? Honey's still not available.
No.
But Oak will be typing out his answer.
His defense.
We'll wait for that. Skipker, do you want to start off on why? Oh, no, go on.
Yeah.
You can go.
I honestly think Mio would win. I don't.
You don't think Mio would win?
I don't, because it's happened twice where she's forced to bend her knee for Miri. Or Mio forces Miri to bend her knee. And it's like that. It's that older sibling, younger sibling dynamic that just goes straight to the point of, like, I'm the older sibling, so you do that. And it's like, we've seen it time and time again, so it's like I don't think this scenario would cause anything different unless Miri was, like, absolutely pissed and like, no, I finally get to win. But I haven't seen that or taken that from any of her actions, so
I don't agree. But I'll let Skipker speak first about why Miri would win. If Skipker will unmute.
Yeah. I don't know if they said push to talk. Skipker got sniped.
Yeah,
Can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I can't hear you if you're on. Okay, well then I will defend Miri.
All right.
Miri is the younger sibling, right?
Yeah, I think I think they're younger, older, and I also think they're, like, tiny. Like, I think they might be twins, or they might be just
very close in age.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah,
in age.
That's why I wanted to make sure I had it right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think she'll win just based off of the fact that I think Mio is everyone's explaining. Yes, is the small one. Thank you. So as an older sibling myself, I think in Mio's actions in terms of controlling the younger sibling, it's to the benefit of keeping her alive. And we've seen time and time again that Mio is prepared to take the bigger dive and will move Miri out of the more dangerous situation. And I feel that with the way that Mio plans things out, I think that if it was to be between those two, she would actually just probably take a poison or something and just say that Miri's going to move on.
Yeah.
And probably would move forward in terms of looking at what the rest of the bracket would be and probably be messing everyone up in the process and preparing her to move forward. That's how I see it.
Okay, but then in her seeing the rest of the bracket, you don't think she would, because, like, this is now a sibling match, so it's like I can do whatever I want, however much damage I want to give to you, and call it a game and then move forward. So it's like it's not entirely a death match of any sort. So it's like you don't think Mio would try to win to protect Miri from having to fight anyone else that's stronger? Because, I mean, I guess if this was just, hey, we have weapons, who's the strongest, I think Mio would take Miri out at this point because it's like, okay, cool, we're not fighting against any outside parties. I don't want you to get any more hurt than you possibly could, so I'll take the lead and win out this match so that you don't have to.
I thought we were doing death battle rules.
Are we in agreement?
I thought that's what we were talking about before, that it was like, it's going to be, you're taking the other person out. Like, that was it.
Okay.
Like, it's not like playing the game until someone like throws up the white flag. Like, it is going to be a death match. And okay. I feel that if it's between older sister and younger sister and it's going to be a death match, I feel Mia would go to great lengths to make sure that her little sister would survive as long as she can, which would also include sacrificing herself.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, see, Skipper goes, I thought it was to the death. Yeah, Mia would die for Miri.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if push comes to shove, yeah, that's what would happen.
Oof.
Miri may not like that.
No.
But
I don't like that. Okay. Ouch. Yeah, I guess that makes
I love
sense.
their relationship, but that's how I see it going.
Yeah.
And stuff. I can't imagine Mia would win just to continue moving on. She can't. Everything she does has been in regards to protecting her little sister.
Yeah.
To protecting Miri.
For sure.
Including moving her out of those gambles.
Yeah. That's sad. Yeah,
they have a great relationship to work on.
They're so hit hard, and I didn't like it. It was sad.
Oh, yeah. The number of times it was like, ugh, these girls.
Exactly. Like, I hate you, but I love you. I understand what you're doing.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, they might both die trying to protect the other. Yeah. You know, sisters are stupid like that.
Oh, yeah. My Midwestern came out with that one. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine they both had taken a poison? They were just like, you'll win. It's like, wait. So it just becomes a race of trying to force the other one to take an antidote. It's like, no, you're supposed to move on. Don't fucking.
Null and void match.
Okay. So what was the vote to?
It was, after that, I'm sad about it. 60% Mio, 40% Miri. Okay. So Mio would move on. Which is scary now, because then that pairs up Kirari versus Mio.
Yeah, and Mio now has a dead little sister.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, Kirari's had one.
Yeah,
had a dead older sister.
Yeah, she has a dead older sister now. Okay, yeah.
Angry siblings. All right, match 3 was Ray versus Sayaka.
Okay, we've got Skipper on Sayaka's side. I'm on Sayaka's side.
Cool.
Honey's not available to defend Ray. And Oak's on Sayaka's side as well.
Wow, we are just all the intelligent people are here. I'm kidding.
Right, describe the match.
Class. Describe the match?
Mm-hmm.
Sayaka wants to live. Like, what?
And Ray doesn't? Ray's had so many plans to go and make it out over to that school in the first place.
The cool thing about this one, too, is that these are both people that respect Kirari to such high degrees, because Kirari saved Ray and let Ray back into the Momobami clan at the end of the second season. So I think it would be, at some point it would turn into, and maybe Ray doesn't even realize it, like, who cares about Kirari more or who respects her more. And if it turns into that, Sayaka's going ape shit, so.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I guess Sayaka has this very one-tracked mind when it comes to things that she does. Mm-hmm. But then it also comes at these unnecessary sacrifices that she makes. So I can see her making a mistake that would actually deal to, I don't know, either ruining her for the next match or being something that Ray can go and take advantage of because Sayaka had overcalculated something or had thought about something a little bit too hard in the middle of the fight.
But she has a taser, and everyone kind of comes to the assumption that Sayaka's got some sort of combat training because of her role and how close she is to Kirari.
Right.
I guess if I could see if Sayaka's planning ahead and sees the rest of the bracket and is like, okay, if I push Ray forward and Kirari wins her next match, then Kirari can get rid of Rei quickly, and that boosts her to the end. So I can only see if Sayaka wanted Kirari to win, and it wasn't like, I want to live, I want to see Kirari live, then I could see her letting Rei beat her, just knowing that Kirari could get rid of Rei. Or she would make herself an easy kill for Kirari to move forward.
Yeah, that's the only other thing, is just trying to figure out how far Sayaka would go to go and help Kirari. That is a tough one.
But tasing doesn't kill. I don't think. Can tasing kill?
Yes, tasing can kill.
Tasing can kill.
Tasing can kill and stuff. There have been a number of studies that have come out there and stuff, and about 1,000 tasing incidents, police orchestrated or otherwise. I think there's about a 5% chance that it can kill you.
My God, that's dark.
Yeah, there's been a big debate in terms of talking about if tasing should actually even be allowed as opposed to, having guns. So it's just like, because there's still a fatality aspect to it.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know who you're dealing with. And a number of those deaths also involve people who have like pacemakers or other things in their bodies that they're just not aware of and stuff, or other ailments and sicknesses that they just didn't know. And the power on the taser was too high and it just kills them, or just depending on where they're at, it can end up, part of the actual death can be a part of the tasing and hitting the ground.
Ouch.
And stuff, and that can kill someone.
God, this is dark. Stop it.
Sorry. I have the science.
Yeah,
the numbers.
Why did you guys choose death battle?
You brought up the taser.
Yeah, because she has one, and we see her use it, so it's the weapon. To knock her out, and she wins. Right?
Yes, tasing can induce heart attacks as well. Yep.
Sayaka can kill, and has been able to. Cool. Yeah, so we had no one available to defend Rei. But I guess, the only way I could see Rei winning is if Sayaka wanted to have Rei win. I don't see Sayaka letting that be a thing, especially if she can let herself be an easy target for Kirari.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so who would the next matchup be?
The next matchup, what do you mean? Like who?
Just in terms of what Rei or Sayaka would be planning. Because I don't think Rei really has much to go and try and fight and live for besides just actually getting the Bami name back. It's not like she has something to build and stuff. And Sayaka's trying to protect Kirari. So it's like, I think Sayaka would win.
For sure. After that, we can just put the results. Sayaka won 80% to Rei's 20%. So. Haha. And none of the Rei defenders are here, so I win.
Well, I'm just curious to see how they would think Rei would win.
Yeah.
Maybe they forgot about the taser.
That's fair. What would Rei even use? Because what have we seen? If it's going off of just stuff they've used, Rei had the auction hammer.
And the pushing cart.
The pushing cart.
Oh, the pushing cart was there.
Yes. Get run over by the pushing cart.
I mean, even if you were to give them pistols and the single bullet, whoever draws first, I think even in that, if Sayaka has the taser, she'd be a better shot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Yeah. Like, I can see Sayaka trading in a crap ton of random things just to be safe.
Stupid.
Insane little person. Match 4 is Rin versus Itsuki.
I cough because I'm the only speaker defending Rin in this fight.
Because Rin's stupid.
Rin isn't stupid in the fact that weapons would be allowed. And this is kind of a battle of the con mans who can out-con the other.
Yeah.
And I think Rin can. I think Rin can out-con Itsuki before the fight even starts.
But with this, sadly, it's the one with weapons. And we discussed last time that Itsuki would have a crap ton of toys and weapons at her disposal. Especially with what we learned during the Yumiko match, where you can throw cards and impale someone. So I can see, especially with how tentative Itsuki gets, she would do everything in her power to win.
No.
I really think Itsuki
Okay.
would.
Itsuki's got a higher pain tolerance. She has a little bit of the insane factor, but I think Rin would be the smarter one. He knows what she's capable of.
Yeah.
He knows what she would go through to go and try and win, and probably has already studied that company.
Right.
He might already do something on the side to either force her to forfeit and give up her life, or he might even go so far as to threaten Kaede. He could even try and go, he could even try and go to try and convince her that he would be able to let Miroslava throw her match to save Kaede if she threw hers. If she dies, she'd be able to, that Rin would actually be able to convince her, he would convince her that he spoke to Miroslava to allow Kaede to live.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, now you have to write it.
No, I ain't writing that.
I need
Makes
it.
you think I'm a fanfic writer. Get out. I don't do that. I ain't got no time.
Yeah. Darn.
Rin would con.
He would.
Con her
He
into
would.
thinking he was just like, I have power over Miroslava.
Yep.
She is in my pocket. And if you want Kaede
Dang
to
it.
live, you have to die.
You have to die. Darn. Ah,
It's the con man's game.
yeah.
It's the con man's game. If it was without weapons, then yes, Itsuki would beat the shit out of him. But it's not. It's
That's
with
sad,
weapons,
though,
and he would go and
'cause
mess it up. He would
Server
he'd be
was
fighting
not
before they
thinking that.
even met.
Gosh. Yeah.
Skipker, you
That would
ready
be
to try and
bad.
face off against me and see if you can defend Itsuki in this fight?
That's tough. I didn't even think about. God, that's.
I don't know, because we're talking weapons, and I guess being a con man is his weapon.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he'd even be able to get that far if they know it's like a battle till knockout or battle till death sort of thing. I feel like Itsuki, who did not hesitate to tear out her nails with her own teeth, would not hesitate to like rip his face off or something. Like she
You scared the person out.
Did I
That
scare
person
someone out of there?
Yeah, you were listening. You said that. They
Oops.
left.
But I really don't think that Itsuki would be shaken so much by verbal threats, especially if this is, at the most latest chapter that this sort of thing is happening. I would think that Itsuki would be aware of Rin's lying.
Would she though? Because if everyone's kind of separated right now, so if we were to actually dive into where everyone's at,
But they all still have school in the morning.
That's fair, but okay, Mary's in her class, so I
Yeah.
guess maybe, yeah. That's
And
fair.
you'd hear about other kids who had witnessed that, or that group of girls who
Yeah.
were screwed over by Rin. They'd probably be like, "Did you see all of that happened?"
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think she would even give him the chance to give her those doubts. And I feel like Rin would be the type of person who can't fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm
physically
saying. Like,
cannot
he
fight.
Physically cannot fight. Like, he's grown up with Ibata, and Ibata's jacked. So
Rin kind of looks like he grew up sickly. So I don't think he can even really put on, like...
in the middle of the podcast, I'll grab a mod. It's a bot thing. Trojan.
What is this?
It's spam. Don't click it.
Oh, okay.
Take
Delete it.
nitro, steam, give nitro.
It's fine. Like, bro.
Okay, yeah, so anyway, Itsuki would maim him.
If there were no weapons.
What does he have as a weapon? I already said his lying. I already said, were you not listening?
No.
Anyway, I gave my point. Itsuki wins.
Like, yeah, it seems like scam, but I think the person's in the server, so, but I don't think it should be in here because it's not related to anything. So.
Yeah, we weren't talking about Nitro.
No. It's a weird little pause, but.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. Or attempting to use everyone. Anyone who joins a server and takes the nickname everyone, I appreciate you. 'Cause that person gets pinged so much. Doing the Lord's
The
work.
sacrifice that needs to be made.
Exactly. We salute you. I don't trust that, like. All good. Thank you, George.
Oh, the person that was supposed to buy the chainsaw backed out.
I said thank you.
Okay. Did you click it?
Cool. Did it?
Oh, clicked it.
Oak, you're gonna die.
Oh, goodbye.
No. Rest in peace, Oak. Thank you for your service. We appreciate your time here.
We'll miss you.
Exactly.
It didn't open it? Oh, thank goodness.
Okay. I don't believe you. Oak's just gonna disappear.
I know. He'll just
get
disappear,
sniped.
and then he'll just spam the chat with the same exact message. Like, oh, no, we've lost him. To take him out of his misery.
Alright.
Fine, who wins this match?
Sadly. Itsuki won 60% to Rin's 40%. Which the next match would have been interesting, though, because then it would have been Sayaka versus Rin. Let's write Itsuki's name down. Suki. Okay. Alright, then match 5.
This is not... I don't think there's a
I don't know
discussion
who-
for this.
Well, I don't even know why or anyone who voted for Kaede. Match 5 is Miroslava versus Kaede. So
We had an argument about what the cleaning portion was.
I think it's everything and anything at this point because everything's so vague in this stupid series.
Skipker again. If we're gonna go off of tropes and stereotypes, her name is Miroslava, and clearly she's supposed to look like she kills people.
Mm-hmm.
So cleaning is a euphemism for killing,
Mm-hmm.
because we're going off of stereotypes and tropes of anime. And it has happened before where a character has a Russian name, looks like a stereotypical Bond villain,
Mm-hmm.
and it turns out, yes, they do kill people. So Miroslava kills.
So Kaede is dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I wanted Rin the con man to be able to try and trick Itsuki into thinking he had say in it.
But yeah, Kaede is just bad at everything. I don't like, even if they were shoved into this
I don't know
death
what Itsuki
match
sees
type
in
thing.
him.
There's
I don't know what
no-
she sees in him.
Not
Just
even
let
if
him go.
Itsuki was put on the table. I think he would try, but I guess it turns into another thing where it's like Miroslava respects Itsuki and knows that Itsuki likes Kaede.
She's like, I'll make it quick. Snap.
No. No. I'm saying that maybe she would throw the match.
No. Miroslava wouldn't die in that thing. No.
What does she have to live for, though?
The only thing I can see is that if Miroslava is talented in killing,
Mm-hmm.
is that I know there's been, and this is just because I read too much, there is a trick to actually paralyze the body to make it look like it's dead.
Mm.
And there could be a chance that Miroslava would know how to do that and could essentially give off the appearance that Kaede is dead.
Kaede has died twice now.
Yes. But to go and give off the illusion that he has died, she could probably do something like that in order to spare him and move on to the next thing.
Oof.
So there's been a lot of like rumors or things in terms of like it being a practice in terms of acupuncture or some type of actual muscle trigger to go and actually make the body like drop dead.
Huh.
But yeah, if she's talented at killing and talented at cleaning up scenes and making things look like that, you know, a murder scene, she can probably do that and go and make it look like Kaede is dead in order to either stay in Itsuki's graces or just out of respect for Itsuki.
Yeah, because I think at the end
him.
of that gamble, they both came out of it with respect for one another. So I think that would happen. All right. See, I've offered to give like $100 if we make it to that point, but with Ray doing what they're doing, that's not ever happening. So
Ray
I can say that.
Everything.
So, what?
Going off for the counter?
Yeah. So
does it
every
get
single
reset?
time they ask if season 3 is going to happen, we reset the counter. If the counter makes it to 30 days, Saint has said that he's going to give a Steam gift card. I got to the point where I was like, all right, since we're never going to make it, I'll add $100 to that. And
wow.
it keeps getting reset. So
What?
it's just never going to happen. And I said it once. And since Ray's not in here to listen to this, they're just never going to find out that that's
lovely.
what's being missed out on. So, exactly. It's a safe bet. All right, so that was a pretty easy one. Yeah, Miroslava wins 70% to Kaede's 30, which is weird because that, I think, is actually higher. Yeah, that was higher than Ray versus Sayaka, which I think was an easier, or not an easier, but like a more balanced matchup.
Y'all didn't think about Rin's abilities.
Also, sadly, most of the servers just into the anime, which is sad.
That's sad too.
Yeah. All right. Where were they? They're on the other side. Moving on up. Slava. All right. Then the next one was match 6, and that was Ryota versus Yuriko. This one makes no sense. I don't, who was defending Yuriko? I need to know. I need the list.
So the one speaking, defending Yuriko, would be Honey, Oak, and Skipper. Honey's still missing. Oak is typing. And Skipper steals my mic from time to time.
Yeah. No.
I'm on Ryota's side.
I'm on Ryota's side. Both the hosts are on Ryota's side, so Ryota,
which means he wins.
Yeah. We can flip it. Forget the survey. You guys all wasted your time. Yeah, I don't.
Type out your reasoning, Oak. But go on.
I don't think. Ryota's a good gambler, and we've seen what he can do. And if it is life or death, we've seen him pull off some really crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're going off of him just defeating Terrano in the most cheapest and illogical ways, I think he would still get some upper hand on Yuriko. And it's not like either of them have a specific weapon that they have to use. So this is, again, going with deathmatch weapon type things. He would do whatever he had to live, because that's just who he is.
Yeah. I think he has a hidden potential that we haven't really seen really ignited when he gets pushed to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he has that ability, especially with how connected he is with Yumiko.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that in terms of Yuriko, her abilities are pretty limited in terms of what she does to cheat, using certain parts of the room to go and affect what she's doing at that point. I don't think she's prepared for quote-unquote fisticuffs or an actual, physical battle with or without weapons.
Yeah.
I don't think she has anything necessarily in her weapons besides those little sword things in that cup. And even then, I don't think that would be enough to take Ryota down.
Because people aren't weapons, right?
People aren't weapons.
People are not
No.
weapons. I
No,
remember we tried to bring up Yumi in the Terrano fight. I was
Yep.
okay. So yeah, Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Yuriko would try to give it her all, but just based off of the perseverance of each of them, I think Ryota would end up being the victor.
Oak needs to explain how Yuriko would beat Ryota, because I don't know. But we also have Skipper on Yuriko's side, so
I
I'm
think
going to try and explain this fight.
Not really. I feel like it would come down to who is more desperate to win. And I feel like Yuriko would be, I don't know, it's kind of like a cat fight versus someone who's never been in a fist fight before. I think Yuriko has more experience being hit and hitting people. Like, so? She kind of gives me like abused kid vibe. Like, I feel like she's from like an abusive family, or like her mom hit her or something like that. I feel like she knows how to hurt people physically. Okay. And like, if we're talking weapons, you know, like the swords that she had for that thing or whatever. But what does Ryota have in terms of weapons?
Physical strength.
That's fair. Yeah.
So the way that I see it, I don't see that Yuriko actually has much experience in fighting. She presents herself in a certain way, but when things don't go the way that she wants, she goes the intimidating route.
Yeah.
She does not take action on it. She doesn't. She doesn't have the power to. So what she does is she intimidates. She does things on the outside to go and try and affect. And I think those tricks would run out for her when it comes to Ryota. Because then if it's just pure out fighting, Ryota does have the upper hand just naturally. And I don't think she would have the instinct to go and try and continue fighting further past that point. I know she has the girls in the club to protect at that point, but if this is just kind of between one life over the other, again, I think Ryota's got something hidden in him that we haven't seen yet, just like this weird, crazy kind of portion to him, which is what attracts him to Yumiko in the first place. There's a part of him that just has not been triggered yet. Yeah. And if we were, I think we'll see him go batshit, and like we would not be prepared for it. It's something kind of on par to what we saw in the anime in the first season finale. That's like, there's just the part where it's like there's part of him that's unhinged.
Okay, Oak said the way I see it, Ryota would shoot, but he would be so nervous that he'd miss a lot. And Yuriko has the girls at her club to protect too.
Is that giving them guns?
Yeah, giving them
giving
guns.
Giving them guns.
Up a few times, the kind of like 1, 2, 3 draw sort of situation.
If it's that, I mean, Ryota never had a gun inside of the stupid Midari gamble.
No.
So yeah, I guess I can see him being a bad shot. And then I think we've seen Yuriko with an archer's bow. I don't know. In my head, I'm seeing like official art with her doing something like that. I don't think either of them would actually be good shots, though.
No, I don't think either of them would be good shots.
But so I think, again, because Ryota's just panicked mess, he would just start shooting, knowing this is life or death.
I don't think he would, because he just killed Teruno. Like, that's what he's coming back from. Like, he just took out a handicapped woman. And I think that would probably affect his psyche pretty well. That's what I can think of. Like, it's like we're moving through the ranks. Yeah, we're moving through the ranks. He just took out Teruno. Now he's going against Yuriko.
But he has to live so he could see Yumiko again. So I think at that point, after you're still in shock, and if we're just shoving them into the next match, I think he'd still be like guns blazing. He would be going at it,
I guess. But shooting a gun is different than shooting a bow. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between doing that.
But
so I can't imagine both of them would be good shots with the gun. But I can see Yuriko would probably have the higher intent of trying to kill him first. But in terms of her succeeding, I don't know. I think Ryota has an unpredictable factor. But it doesn't really matter because the numbers...
Yeah.
The numbers show Yuriko wins.
Yumiko won 70% to Ryota's 30. So she moves on.
And she fights against Miroslava.
Yep. Bye.
So she'll die. Yep. Good job, guys.
I honestly think just because of who Miroslava is, she's going to get it to the end. All right. Match 7 was Ibarra versus Mary. And at this point, both of their partners or their brother is gone. So,
yeah, Ren's out.
and Ririka's been out. So,
Oof.
I think Mary would win just because of the whole winner's mentality and her hating to lose. And this is life or death, so.
Yeah, but what weapons does she have?
What weapons?
Yeah, this is again going to be the natural argument for me. And then also
gotta
storyline-wise, Rin just died. Ibarra is
Now
running
you
on
know.
Rin's death.
Now you know. I don't know what weapons, because sadly Ibarra has his neck thingies, and you could totally break those and like use them as like
Possibly, yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm. You can use them as a
Mary
garrote.
doesn't really have anything. I haven't really seen her use anything, so it's kind of a moot point. I don't know. She would figure something out, and she would win.
She would figure something out. She
Yeah,
would win. Yes,
what?
great storyline.
What
Breaking
would
that up.
Ibarra do?
What?
And if we're bringing
Okay.
the psyche thing from, like, oh, they just did this and they just did that, Ibarra would be broken down.
Broken
like, we
down or
saw-
just broken?
Broken. And I don't think he would see a point in moving forward, especially knowing Rin is gone. Like, we saw him break watching Rin break. Like, and then he himself had to pick himself up on his own to help Rin later on. So, like, I don't think Ibarra would continue fighting.
Not even to avenge Rin.
Who did Rin get taken out by? Hold up.
Not to avenge Rin.
He got beat out by Itsuki. And Mary and Itsuki are friends. I don't know. No.
So you think he's just 100%
Broken.
not even
He's
a
just-
gentle giant of like, you hurt my friend or I've lost my friend, and like all of a sudden you just unleash this like inner beast. You just think he'd just give up and die. You don't think he's progressed past that point?
Maybe. I don't know, because Rin was still there and he was able to use Rin to pick himself back up.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of haven't seen him do anything on his own.
But he in turn has motivated Rin.
Yeah. I think he would try, but again, I think somehow Mary would win because plot armor
Plot armor.
at this point.
She's the main character. She's got to move forward.
She is, and it's getting kind of dumb, but
She keeps losing though. That's what my thing is.
you
That's
have
why
to
like
read
I
Twin,
want her.
It's so much worse. It's so much worse. She's brought to that whole one vote thing like 8 times.
Yes.
And then brought back up.
Yep.
So that's why anyone that's read Twin is like, okay,
I
yeah, she's gonna
absolutely
make it out of that.
despise plot armor.
It's
I hate it.
that's the whole point.
I hate it. No.
Her
That's
plot
why I
armor
wanted
is
to
worse
lose
than
here.
Yumiko's.
That's why I chose Ibarra. I was just like, no, plot armor can't protect someone inside of a fight like this.
It's sad because if you read Twin and you read the rest of the manga, Mary's plot armor is worse than Yumiko's. Like, I was happy to see
Mhm.
Yumiko not be able to gamble with Kirari.
Oh yeah.
And
I
like
was happy to see
watching
that.
her get turned down and things that go exactly the way she had thought they would and things like that. It's nice to see because with Mary, it's, oh, I think this is going to happen. And then it doesn't happen, but then she still wins. And it's like, okay.
Well, it's like the thing
Congrats.
with Mary too is that she doesn't. I don't know. You guys can fight me on this and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't feel she's developed much. I don't feel that she's actually developed as a person much. Everything seems to be her headstrong saying, I'm gonna go it this way. I'm gonna do it this way. and she just sticks with it. And then she like faces horrible defeat, and then she just gets to fight another day. And it's like rude. That's
no,
horrible.
that's exactly it. Yeah, and that's all Twin is. It's new characters, but her having to deal with that over and over and over and over and over again, and it's.
Well, I don't want to. I'd be upset to watch a fight between her and Ibarra, and that if she were to be like, I'm gonna approach it this way, and then you watch it like fall to the wayside, and it seems like she's gonna lose at the last second, and like, oh, she pulls up a pen or something and stabs him in the throat. Like, I don't like that. I don't feel that that's. It doesn't feel like Mary has gotten any smarter since we met her.
Yeah,
she has not gotten any smarter since we've met her. She has not developed as a character. She hasn't moved forward. Like, she's the most stagnant character inside of the whole series, and she drives me nuts. Like, Midari has changed. Everyone else has changed. She has not changed.
No.
Which I also think is why I think Kirari has paired her up with Viveka. It was just like, that is the most stubborn person in the world. Just stick with her and like see what happens. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I know it's not going to happen, but I kind of hope she would have lost.
Yeah, I thought she was going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
That's what I was
again, just third wheel, the best gamble in the series.
Well, I'm surprised she even got to third wheel it.
Yeah.
Since Yumiko didn't get to third wheel it. I was like, why are you keeping her, kicking her out and not even letting her in? But it was, I don't know. We'll see how the rest of the story.
Yeah, especially since if Ridika and Mary were keeping or sharing votes, and then they split off to have their own individual votes for this gamble, it doesn't make any sense.
No. I don't know what the point was.
Because then it should have been like a whole partner play where it's like, all right, those two are playing against Kirari. Rather than having three. I don't know. It's dumb. I hope she loses, but she's not going to win, or she's not going to lose because she's going to be president.
Yeah, they're going to keep her in so that way she can become president. Though she hasn't developed enough to be much of a leader.
Nope.
That's just my opinion. Okay, fine. Ibarra loses because that's what you guys want, because that's what makes sense, because plot armor wins.
Yeah. Yay, I guess. All right. Ibarra lost 20% to Mary's 80%. Because this server has waifus. All right, then the last one was Yumiko versus the Mailman.
I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. What's his face? Dirt for me to yell at him. This is stupid.
It is what it is.
Skip or get out.
In the Tekken voice, Mailman wins.
Oak voted for the Mailman. Get out.
Why?
Both of you.
Why would you do that?
Unbelievable. I can't believe he even has votes.
Oh.
What?
Next round is going to be interesting. There's nothing to talk about for this one.
No, because it would be Mary versus Yumiko.
Yep.
So, good job, guys.
Yep.
You guys now have Mary versus Yumiko. So, whose plot armor is stronger? Which we kind of had that
conversation. And it's not even
already.
close to the finals.
No.
Yee.
How many more rounds do we have?
1, 2, and then the finals.
Oh, okay.
But they're smaller ones, so we can kind of group them together.
Okay.
Get them done out of the way. We can just talk through them, too.
Oh,
and come up with our own winner.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
they're
that.
They're small enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can save the actual good fighters
Yep.
from being overpowered by plot armor and waifu devotion. In the year 2021.
Made it through. This is ridiculous.
Right.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Hey, Sayaka's still in, so I'm good. All right. So next set of matches is Kirari versus Mio. Sayaka versus Itsuki. Easy one. Miroslava versus Yuriko. And Mary versus Yumiko. And then after that, we head to semifinals, which will be 2-2. And then we'll head into the finals and see who ends up going against who. Which I'm guessing now is going to be Kirari versus... Technically, and the smart choice would be Miroslava. But I think it's going to end up either being Mary or Yumiko. So,
Yeah.
you know.
It'll be something.
Sad. It'll be, it's going to be so bad if we let the server vote. Ugh. But yeah,
I mean,
for
it's
sure
kind of
Kirari's
become
going to
waifu
win.
wars at this point.
So, yeah.
Again, none of the ones that made sense to me made it through.
Sayaka made it through. I think that was the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
All right, we will close things out for today. Thank you to everyone who joined. Next week will actually be the last episode for the quote-unquote season. We're going to take a mini break, reorganize, get some things set up for the following next 10 episodes. With school starting up, I do want to give some sort of break just to get myself into the motions of things and any others that help out with the podcast.
You gotta stop turning your head away from it.
Yeah, because I have to look at stuff.
Yeah, then keep the mic in front of you. There you go.
Breathe into it, and then you can deal with that. All right. The latest chapter, chapter 88, was released August 22nd or 23rd.
She was like a month ago. She was like,
Yeah,
July.
I was like,
No, don't.
in the U.S. and is available on Amazon, Comixology, Barnes & Noble, and more. Please visit Yen Press's official site, yenpress.com, for additional retailers. The next chapter is expected to release around the same time next month, so around the 20th of September. And be sure to continue to support the official release of Kakegurui. We'll see you guys next week for the last episode. Take care and have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.